Hi, good day everyone. So today we'll be talking about the 5 things you must know before investing in Fairmont Green and Smart Estates. You have to watch the video to the end because the fifth one is the most important one. And if you don't know these 5 things, don't even decide to make even 5,000 deposits into Fairmont Green and Smart Estates because you have to know this before making any investment because it's going to enlighten you a lot. Now, so what's the first thing you must know before buying a plot or several plots, 3 plots, an acre in Fairmont Green and Smart Estates? The first is the land title. You have to get your legalities right. Now, what's the title that this project is coming with? Fairmont Green and Smart Estates comes with a government allocated COO title. Let me explain what that means to you. There were some initial owners of the large hectares of landmark gods in Ibeju, Lekki. Those guys initially had a COO, and they know that each COO can only be issued once to the rightful owner. Then after landmark purchased these hectares of land from these initial owners, then they have to go to land bureau and then get a government allocation on that hectares of land. So on deed of assignment document as ownership from the initial owner to landmark. Afterwards, landmark get a government allocation on that land to perfect that title, and then to perfect hectares of land in Lekki now it costs hundreds of millions of naira. And then after my clients get the deed of assignment from landmark, I'll be further helping them work on his and land bureau. So there will be another assignment that transfer ownership from landmark to each of my clients, either Miss A, Miss B, Miss C. They get their own governance consent transfer ownership from landmark corporation to each of my clients basically. So the one thing about real estate is that, and then one thing about real estate and Fairmont Smart Estate is that when you are buying into that kind of land bank project, you are planning to just buy and then keep for a couple of years. Either you start building for either commercial purpose or residential purpose, or you want to start making income, probably Airbnb. You're building industrial stores, you're building manufacturing sites and plants. This project, you have to get the legalities right, you have to get the accommodation right, because you're looking for a good number of years, either flipping or whatever you want to do. You have to just get the legalities right. That's the first thing. Get your documentation right basically. So that's the first thing you must check. Once you buy real estate, the real estate can serve as a form of lifetime security, but you have to get legalities right. To get the legalities right, it is very, very important. So that's the first thing you must know. It comes to the government allocated COO title, and then upon purchase of each of my clients, they'll be getting their own government consent behind the assignment documents between them and landmark corporation. Now, secondly, what you must know about Fairmont is the development on this project. Now, you see, when you're buying into any estate for land banking investments, you're buying to keep and then flip, you're buying to keep and then build, you're buying to use for commercial purposes in the nearest future, you're buying because of the demand that has been analyzed from professionals, that there will be a demand particularly moving so and so amount of years, so amount of development comes here. Now, development in that estate itself matters a lot. Landmark launched this project about 6 months ago, and July now launched about late last year, and development they've achieved on this site, it is mind-blowing. So when you buy a project and then they're charging developmental levy, they're charging for the land documentation, and they're not achieving any obvious development on that site, I would advise probably just get something else to go or to invest into. So landmark has achieved tremendous development, from the road network, putting in a tarred road, interlocking where needs to be interlocked, to the recreational center, putting in a basketball court, a compatible play court, a football court, putting everything in place, having a mini stadium inside at the entrance of the estate, to the gatehouse, perimeter fencing, and then if this is development, right now that neighborhood is attraction to development basically. And then even that road network is going to be the new Lekki Airport Road. Driving down that road will be new Lekki Airport Road, and they decide to taking a lot of lands inside and then leave space, because there's going to be like an express road along that lane, and then they have to take the estate. If you're familiar with those somewhere like, or towards probably somewhere like the way Ikota is far inside, that's like counting homes Ikota, the way they are farther inside along Lekki Express, that's the way it is. That's the famous position along the new Lekki airports we're going to be having. So development that landmark has achieved is mind-blowing. The drainages, it is mind-blowing. So that's the project you can invest into, because development determines your appreciation. It determines it a lot. Now, thirdly, One thing you should know about, the person you must know about smart green is allocation. You see, there's been a lot of issues, development companies, initially people stopped buying from Omonile because of the issue they have with Omonile. The fact that Omonile sell to multiple owners and then they start going to court, people start lacking the peace of mind of their investments, even houses and lands. Now, developers came into the picture as a savior, and then even to date, some development companies are giving clients mind-blowing. The peace of mind is not even there at all. They were meant to come and serve. One of the purposes is just serve and to give clients the peace of mind of their investment. But even to date, clients are still lacking peace of mind. So, landmark operations, after the launch Fairmont and the development was achieved on site, and then I think about 3 months later, when allocation is done in batches. So when we have about 30 clients that have done with their payments, they pay for the land, they pay for the documentation and the developmental levy. We take them to site and allocate them in batches, and the first allocation has been done on site. There's a video that shows all the allocation has been done and everything, and the people are happy. People are allocated already. And then landmark is not that estate, it's not that company you buy from that oversells their plots and they start having allocation issues in the nearest future. So as you're buying, after a good number of people have done with their payments, they put in sites in batches, in that space of 2 months, 3 months. Once a good number of people, because going to site for allocation after for individuals is going to be very, very stressful for the company. So when we have a good number of investors that are bought into the project, everyone go to the site and everyone get allocated on site. So allocation has been done in this estate. This is one that you can buy into and they're going to be enjoying peace of mind, because you have to get allocated. Buying and paying for the land is different from them allocating you physically on site. Because after they allocate to you, they give you your date of assignment, and they can go to allow us to perfect your title and they get the government consent on your documents later on, basically. Now, the fourth is the company itself. You see, before you buy into any project, what is the credibility of the developer? What are the projects they've worked on? Landmark Corporate Security, at the moment, they have about, I think, 3 branches of their head office in Lagos at the moment. And then in Lagos, yeah, they have some other office in Abuja, some other part of Lagos. But for Lagos, where me I'm based in, they have an office in Ikeja, that's Magodo. They have another office in Adesanya. They have one in Ibeju. So basically, you're going for inspection to the mainland properties in Bega and Lex, all the properties on the mainland in Ikeja Azix. You go to the mainland office for inspection, and then if you want to pick up documents as a buyer, you can come pick up documents from Ikeja that you are seeing on the mainland. Now, the office in Abamadisanya, if you want to buy the properties on the island, Barbary, Abamadisanya Azix, the Lekki Azix, Ikota, whatever you are on the island, you can just drive down to Abamadisanya and then pick up documents there. And then the office at Ibeju, Ibeju is already going towards the Lekki Azix, Eleko, Ibeju, the Lekki Azix. If you want to pick up any documents or you want to go for inspection in that Azix, you go to Ibeju office. So this is a company that's been in business for over 5 years now. They have a good reputation. They work on several projects. The popular Lagoon Front Estates, where a lot of investors came to enjoy appreciation for development. It is being developed by Landmark Corporate Security. They've been in the business for over 10 years now, basically. It celebrated 10 years last year. Was it last year or mid last year? They had to go for the 10 year celebration. The developer, Dr. Harrison, is a very credible developer with no form of issue whatsoever. You can check him up online. And they work on several projects as well. They have a project on the mainland, Bega Azix. They have another one on the island, and they work on both land banking investment and development houses that people can buy and mini. So there are projects in Adesanya, that's Meridian Boulevard Estate. That's a mind-blowing family estate where you can move into. So this is a brand you can trust literally. This is a brand that has delivered on several off-brand projects, houses, land, investment they've delivered. So this is a brand you can trust. And then the fifth one, the most important one, and the final one is location of Fairmont green and smart estates. Now, you see, any type of investment you are buying into, the most important thing is location. Let's say, for instance, now, if you buy a table water inside traffic for 100 naira, if you go somewhere like a cold hotel, they can sell that same ever water for you for, let's say, 2,000 naira, or let's say 5,000 naira, basically. That's the way land works so as well. That's literally the way land work. So, location. Now, where is Fairmont's green and smart estate located? Fairmont Green and Smart Estate is located at Aiyetoro, Ibeju, Lekki, along the Lekki, off the Lekki Expressway. Now, it is going to be where it's located is going to be the new Lekki Airport Road. It's going to be along the new Lekki Airport Road. Now, this project, you see, one thing you have to know about this is that you have to have access to information. As at early 2022, developers started acquiring large hectares of land. Some of them have even acquired these hectares of land years back. But towards the ending, before that period, before the federal government gave the government approval for that Lekki Airport, it's just like launching estates in this ASICs. These guys had access to information basically. These guys are putting their bank loans, putting everything they have based on information they have access to. So development is coming to this ASICs. The proposed airport is coming to this ASICs. And then you have a university, Pan University, one of the biggest, one of the top notch, one of the well organized universities in the country, and PAU, because PAU is one of the most expensive universities in the country at the moment. And PAU is just right before Lekki, but let's say like about 7 minutes drive down there. Just afterwards, you have Alaro City. This Alaro City literally houses over 30 multinationals are fully operational inside Alaro City now. It's both a commercial and residential neighborhood. And Alaro City, even there's this project that that's the owner or the co-founder of Flutterwave. There's a project they're working on right now. They call it Talent City. Yeah, even Talent City is coming to that free zone able where Alaro City. So in that ASICs, and then even from that Lekki Expressway, there's a road that links to the main Ibeju. That's where you have the refinery, deep sea port, and the likes of them. So this neighborhood is like the central part of Ibeju. This like the residential parts where there will be a lot of demand in the coming future. So the airport is coming into this ASICs. People want this information. Developers started acquiring hectares of land, started launching projects into the markets. The likes of Amen Estates, Amen, Andron, Veritasi, even Landmark, Zelos Homes. A lot of them started acquiring hectares of land. Started even the Magnificent. That also goes to this neighborhood. So there's a demand. There's an information that are banking on developers coming into this neighborhood. So that's what's going to determine the appreciation and the future demand in this neighborhood. That is what makes it unique and expensive. Because not as if it's very, very affordable. So this project is one that is going to be appreciated value. And then if the state government delivered on the promise, and then the airport is being delivered as soon as possible, the demand here is so over, it's going to be increasing value. So that's the reason why people are investing. And then you have to understand that once development comes to that location, it's safe. And development inside that estate, the price and the demand here will going to skyrocket. Just like saying you want to get the land around the Keja airport now. You know how much I was seeing a post whereby about an acre of land was selling for about, let's say, 1.2 billion. And that's the listing price of an acre of land in that Keja airport. That's a Jawa West or thereabouts. So there's going to be a future demand in this ASIC. So Fairmont Smart Estate is one project, and I've told you what you must know before buying this estate. You have to understand, okay, where can I sell, where can I buy from this information, and if you want further inquiries, you want to have further, if I want to carry out a check on the land title or use the reg number, you can DM me for that and I'll send that information to you. The company are verified. Before my brokerage firm partner with Landmark, we verify that so as well to sell the projects. And the most of my clients are responsible to the projects because my clients are actually buying. I don't think any of my clients are bought less than 2 plots. They spend over 40 million to acquire their own plots in the estates. So even their own baristas are verified the title on the land. So it is very safe investments. And you want to verify by yourself, you can reach out to me, I can send the reg number, the documents you need, and they can have verified as land bureau basically. So I feel it's all what you have to know about the ideas of our farmers going to smart estates. If you want to get a post in this project right now, if I want to just comment that sales for 5.75 million naira, and the 20 kilometer sales for just 15.75 million naira, and the price is all inclusive. There's no form of other fees. So your strategy charges, that's your survey, deed of assignments, and developmental levy is all inclusive in this price. So you're not paying any form of other charges. This is a project you can buy into, and I'll show you, you're going to enjoy peace of mind, you're going to enjoy appreciation, you're going to be relaxed, calm, you're going to sit back. You can either flip it, you can either buy the commercial houses. That was 16 million, but that was just 1,000 square meter. You can buy commercial houses as well for manufacturing, whatever you plan to do. This is a place you can buy into and have peace of mind. And there's going to be a price increase by July 31st. That's just 4 days from now. There'll be a price increase on this project, and you can share this video with your friends and family and feel like, oh, this project is something they can key into and then own now in this ASIC. So my name is Olajide, and thank you for watching to the end. So bye for now, guys. Cheers to greatness.